Oh. Get off green. No, not yet, not yet.
Stay on green, stay on green. Go to green. I mean purple, purple, purple.
Sorry.
My bad, Rob, my.
You tricked him.
I didn't move to purple, I was just really slow.
Kill the man-at-arms first.
Beware.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Kill that man-at-arms. And then a fire member.
Split.
Get to your sides. Go.
2, 1.
Brack's got a couple of stacks, so he's going to need a bit more extra TLC. I'm going to give him a vigilance now. Shall we kill the other ads
Seems
as
we
well?
had wrong tank on our side.
Get off 1 and 4, get into purple.
4.
This is the cannon, so if you're on purple now and you get bombs, leaving them on purple is good, but you'll have to move off as well. Because we are now going to
Get
green.
off purple.
Go to green.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4,
This is the reinforcements coming in.
1.
Big AoE pack.
Yeah.
There's one on Nikira.
Now go
Get
to
off green.
Go to purple, please.
4,
Purple, purple. Everyone.
1. 5,
No, get off purple.
Green, green, green. Go green.
1.
Get safe. Don't get hit.
5,
Staying here for a while.
2, 1.
Man-at-arms coming in. Ranged, get that cannon down first. While we pick about.
Beware.
Get onto purple now, everyone.
5, 4,
Pick them up.
2, 1.
Man-at-arms first.
1.
Beware. Beware.
Let's have some proper DPS whoring on this boss now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh. Get off purple.
Go green.
2,
As if you had a choice.
Get off purple.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get him
Canada.
down. Got split next. Split in 10. That's good, we got him so much lower this time.
Oh. Split.
Go to your sides.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Vigilant, size up.
5,
Get off, man.
2, 1.
Beware.
As soon as our train's gone, we move on.
Interrupt.
Beware.
5, 4, 3,
Move, move, move.
Beware.
That's good.
Take it, take it.
Pulse grenade on the floor.
3, 2,
Beware.
Get that man at arms down. He should be dead already.
Beware.
Bam, bam. There we
Get
go.
off purple.
Yeah, don't be on purple. Kill the boss.
5, 4,
Green,
Oh,
green, green.
get off
purple,
green.
purple. Go to purple, go to purple.
Nice.
That was messy.
Everyone, no one get hit with by a train. That was really good.
Careful of the loot.
And yeah, loot.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Except not in the not in the execution.
Execution
was
I
really
don't think
good.
anyone died either, did they?
That's why I was pretty pleased with that.
No, Rob didn't
Are we rolling if you're interested, or...?
Need them if you need them, I think, at this point. And then you can argue with people who got loot.
Great.
I didn't want both, but I wasn't sure if I was going to get either.
Oh, other people need those shoulders more than me. Where
Daz,
do you want us to go now?
Daz, do you want one of the braces or not? Or Celadon?
Daz has got good braces.
Celadon?
Let's go to the big stone guy.
Kromog, okay. Back to the elevator to get to.
Oh, you were in combat when I ran in, weren't you? So it failed to set to master looter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
So-
were they in combat? When then?
They were in combat when I ran in, yeah.
Oh. What? Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, it was a good kill.
You got the mouse shoes in the end?
I'm just talking to Anna at the moment.
I'm very jealous of that weapon.
Who got the weapon?
Our coin roll.
Nice.
I coin rolled a 15-point upgrade on a ring as well.
Sig, yeah? If you trade me.
Yeah, will do.
Also, I did that with the time lost artifact as my trinket.
Yeah. Mastery's good for you, right?
It is really good.
Most favourite stat?
Okay, this is an interesting fight on heroic. It's definitely like the healer fight, a tank fight.
We should probably have Chris heal this.
I think I agree about that.
I thought we said no trash talking me tonight.
Do you want me to just disenchant?
This is like there's a huge amount of damage, raid damage, unavoidable raid damage, and there's also a fair amount of totally avoidable raid damage that's going on in this fight. I'll talk about the avoidable first. There's little circles on the floor, very similar to the Archimedes Sonic avoidable disc things. Basically, they're little circles. They spawn after 3 seconds. They move off outwards from Kromog towards the raid. These are totally avoidable. If you get hit by one disc, it'll do about half your health. If you get hit by two, it'll kill you. They're really dangerous for melee especially, because they spawn on melee, and a lot of them seem to spawn very near to him. So when that happens, which is every time he slams or does a rippling smash or whatever it's called, then...
I think I'm lost.
I'll come up.
Where are we going?
Kromog. We're coming down to where Flamebender is and turning right. So come down the lift. As you come in, take the lift on the left and come down. Stop, come, turn around, face me. There we go. That's it.
See you.
Anyway, so when those come in, melee DPS especially, don't worry about your rotation. Just make sure you don't get hit by any discs. Melee will get killed by them because the melee ones spawn on top of each other, so you'll always get hit by two if you get hit on the initial spawn. So you really need to respect those as melee. Ranged find it a lot easier because they don't spawn on top of the ranged, or if they do, it's not so much. You can see them coming towards you. You have time to move out of them. Plan to do this. Yeah, I'll deal with placement in a minute. The riffling smash is like a cone straight out of wherever he is facing. If you take his eye as the middle of him, which you should. It goes out in a wave, so it doesn't just hit everything in that cone immediately. You have time to move out of it, and then you can step back into it once it's gone past. That becomes fairly obvious once you see it. And the slam, finally, is it's raid-wide damage. It does damage based upon more damage based upon how close you are to him. So the closer you are to his fists when they land, the more damage you take. For ranged, this is pretty much just like, you don't need to think about that too much unless for some reason you've moved right in, which I really recommend you don't do. For melee, that usually means he's slamming somewhere in the middle, and because we're around the side, again, it doesn't matter as long as we, if we feel like we're too close, take a couple of steps to one side or the other. But melee also need to remember that when he slams, we get the reverberation again, so it's very dangerous from that perspective because we're taking damage and then the discs come in. So what is very likely to happen is you take a third of your health from the slam because it's unavoidable AoE, and then you hit a disc and die. There's also, so that's kind of like the avoidable stuff. The unavoidable stuff is obviously the slam's AoE and his stone breath. He will always stone breath if there is no one in melee range of him. That shouldn't be a problem because your tanks should always be in range of him. It's quite heavy raid damage. I don't know if we use a cooldown rotation.
I'm doing it now.
Thank you. But obviously non-healer people with things like Rallying Cry and an AMP, which we don't have tonight, and V, Vampiric Embrace, should be popping those cooldowns to line up with those, with the Stone Breath, because it's particularly harsh. The tanks, do you take 3 stacks, or is it 4? I don't know.
I think it's 2 or 3.
I know it's 2 if you have like... Okay, 2 or 3, right. Tanks need outside help. When the other tank can't take the boss yet, and they have a couple of stacks, they're taking a huge amount of damage, so they need things like sack and vigilance, and I don't know what else anyone's got to give. But those are the points for those cooldowns, those abilities. So he's got 2 phases. He does that for most of most of the fight, and periodically he does this hands phase, which I hope everyone's done this fight already, so knows kind of what I mean. But little hands appear on the floor, well, little runes that become hands. You have to stand in a rune, then the hand grabs you, and then instead of you flying into the air and taking lethal falling damage, and he hits the ground, you don't. But you have to kill the hand to get out of it. And for that, we need to get tanks and healers out, because healers can't get themselves out. What did I just do? The very middle of the room, I'm going to put some markers down. We want to reserve for a couple of really heavy AoEers, and I'm looking at myself, Loshak, Daz, Kebuk and Nakira specifically. Ranged want to go at the edges for this. They don't want to be like away from the group, but they don't want to be in the middle of the group. So I'm going to put some markers down so this all makes a bit more sense.
Would I mind see the hand here, or...?
Green? No, they're not close enough.
They're going to be spread out pretty much across the room. It'll be pretty obvious when you see it what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, they spread out the entire area between me and Daz.
So those markers are just to give you an idea, a rough idea. So like if you're ranged, like a hunter, you probably want to be about here when the hands come in, and then you can just barrage across every hand.
Yeah.
If you're Vicky, I expect you to be slap bang in the middle and at the back. And also the healers, you kind of want to be around there. I want people like as I said, the heavy melee AoEers slightly more to the front in between the two marks, realistically. I'm not going to say leave the marks free for one person specifically. I'm just going to say don't cock block anyone by standing in a room that they've just stood in, because someone's going to die if you do that. It's very hard. So obviously once you found a room that you stood in and no one else is standing in, stay where you are, don't move. Don't worry too much. If you're in the wrong place, it's still better to be in the hand and not die. It's not, the slam does a lot of damage, but it's the falling damage that finishes you off if you don't get into the rune. So if you don't get into the rune, make sure you've got an immunity.
Yeah. Should we
I think he also does. Yeah, it's periodic damage while a slam happens. But yeah, let's have a pull and you can see what I mean.
Tanks. Yeah, go on.
Tanks want to go to his right hand side. Melee will go to his left hand side, and ranged and healers need to be. Well, you can kind of hang around behind those two marks.
Rather than have a stack point on the ground, you can just put a mark on me if you want for ranged. Also, while you're around the side of the boss melee, make sure you're not so far around you're out of healing range, so don't go right up to the edge. And same with tanks.
we are apparently...
I'm
Sorry.
just going to mark a couple of healers. This is just for the hands phase. So if you see one of these people in a... Not marking all of you, but if you see one of these people in a hand, you should break them out before anyone else. That goes for the tanks as well. You see the tanks. And like I said, I'm not marking them all because then it just gets really confusing.
Alright, we good?
I think I've said all I want to say for now.
Cool. Alright, let's give me
With
time.
tanks, do you know about moving away from each other and stuff, yeah?
We're about to find out. Give me a timer.
Go, Condor.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's the first stone breath. As you can see, it's
That really
pretty meaty.
stinks.
I got...
This will be the first vibrations. Watch them. Don't get hit by them. There'll be some more when he slams in a second. Oh, crack.
Okay, that is pretty slow, isn't it?
Another slam. Watch the reverberations.
Pick him up.
Rings gonna stand in hands.
Not between the big red hands though.
Yeah.
That's also out of Krez's. Alright.
Let's just practice this bit. So if you see he's doing that attack thing, we don't want anyone broken out before that ends because it's a lot of damage that you don't take if you're in the hands.
Beware.
And you've got to help your friends out.